Hello and welcome to Perfect Glamour Fashion. In our last class, we learned how to draft the pattern for this transparent corset. But in today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to sew this transparent overbust corset. It's a little long and it's very detailed, so I want you to pay close attention so that yours will come out looking very beautiful. All right, let's get to class. So in our previous video, we drafted the pattern for this overbust corset. So if you have not seen that video, please do well to check it out before watching this one, okay? And then for the sewing, we're going to be using this skin tone net, okay? This skin tone net was not the best for this because it's stretching on both sides. If you're going to buy yours, make sure that the net you're buying is a net that stretches only on one side, okay? Then I got corset mesh, I got wording, the softest wording, and then I used hairstay and then crepe fabric, okay? These are all I need. And then boning, okay? I use boning, I use Regeline boning, and I use plastic boning, okay? So I've gone ahead to cut out my pattern. I left 1/2 inch round the pattern for sewing allowance, okay? So I cut 1 layer of the corset mesh, okay, but I cut 3 layers of the skin tone nets, okay? That's what I have here. And for the placket, I used the width of this fabric is 5 inches, okay? I folded into 2, and then I folded 1/2 inch into the fabric so that it will give me a neat finishing when I'm sewing the placket, okay? Now pay attention to this side, okay? When you're sewing this side, okay, don't turn it the way I did. Let the corset mesh be what is facing inside. So when you're done sewing it, the part that has the corset mesh will have that finished look because you're still going to place boning over the part that is net, okay? We're still going to see it as we progress. I just wanted to, mention it so nobody gets confused. Now for the inner bustier, I went ahead to iron hairstay on the main fabric, okay? And then for the lining, I ironed wording first, and then I ironed the hairstay on top of it just to give it that finished look, okay? And then remember that by the side, you're going to cut 1 inch sewing allowance for the side, but for the rest of the parts, it's going to be 1/2 inch sewing allowance, okay? Now we're going to be joining this with 1/2 inch sewing allowance, just the way we cut it out, okay? After joining it, the next thing you're going to do is to notch. You will notch it and then you will iron it. So I'm going ahead to notch now, and then I'll take it to the ironing board and then I'll iron it, okay? I'll iron this open so that it will have, it will be neat as we continue to progress. Now you see what I'm talking about. The inside is the one that has the finished look, but the outside is where the sew line is showing. I hope you get that now. So I've gone ahead to mark the lines that I want to place my boning on, okay? My boning channels on. So in case you don't know how to wrap a boning, all you need to do is to cut a strip of your net, okay? Sew it on one edge, very close to the edge on the boning line, okay? And then you wrap it till, like the strip I cut out was like 8 inch width, okay? And then you wrap it until you can no longer see the whites of the sewable boning that you are using, and then you just sew along the other edge all the way down, and then you cut it out and trim out the excess. Then you're done, okay? So this is how to wrap your bones. Now I've gone ahead to notch the sides of my front piece. After notching it, I cut out the excess, okay? And then I'll sew my boning on those boning lines, all the boning lines that are drawn. So feel free to draw your boning lines anyhow you want it to be. But if you're sewing for a plus size, make sure that the boning lines are as many as possible because that's what will really give the firmness and structure, okay? Now for the back, the first thing I did was to bring down my placket, place the back in the crease line. That is, as I folded it into 2, you see a crease line, okay? So put your back in the crease line and then place your boning channel on top of it and sew 3 boning lines. You can see I sewed 3 boning lines, and then cover the other part of the placket, okay? You see that now. This is how it will look. And then turn it to the back and sew along those boning lines you had sewn before. Sew along those 3 lines, and that's all for your back. Are you seeing how simple it is? It's very, very simple. So if you didn't get what I said, you can just rewind and watch it again, and you see how simple it is. Just follow my steps and you get something very, very neat, okay? And if you have watched this video to this point and you have not hit the like button, I don't know what you're waiting for. Okay, like this video. Okay, and if you're seeing us for the first time, please subscribe to this channel. You're going to learn a lot from us. Okay, so I've also gone ahead to do the channel for the back, and then I'm just sewing my bone on top of it. Okay, then for the side, I like to place a kind of support for the side. I will come in by 1/2 inch from the side, and then I'll connect it all the way to the down part. I just marked 2 inches from the end of the side, and then that's how I connected my bone all the way straight. So feel free to do it anyhow you want. It's just depending on the style you want to create. Okay, but I like placing that support line by the side. It usually gives that accentuated look to your hip. Okay, now that we're done doing this, we're going to go back to our bustier part. Okay, so this is now the time for bust caging. So I've gone ahead to rule my bust caging lines. Just look very closely to see what I'm doing, and notice that all the lines that I'm sewing are curved lines. Okay, I've already curved my boning, and if you don't know how to curve your boning, you're going to see me do it very soon. So just watch very closely. I've gone ahead to rule my lines. Make sure you rule the start lines. That is the part that will cover the entire bust. Okay, I did the partitioning method. I parted my bust into 2 to get my own bust caging. So use any style of bust caging that you want. Okay, so if you don't want this center parted bust caging, you can do the straight one that doesn't have any pattern in the center. I enjoy doing this one. Okay, now this is how you will curve your boning. You would use your seam ripper to remove some parts of the boning, the threads for the boning, and then you use your plier to drag just one of the fishing lines inside the boning. Just drag one, just to give it that gathered effect. And then you see how I'm doing that. Okay, and then you will now begin to use your hand to distribute the curve until you have gotten the measurement for the curve you want to do. I hope that made sense. If you didn't understand what I said, just watch the video very closely. You'll be able to understand it, I promise you. Okay, so I've gone ahead to add other boning channel. Just notice that each of the lines that I'm running, they are curved lines. None of them is a straight line. So make sure that is that curvedness of the line that will give you that depth, especially if you're making a cloth for a plus size person, a busty person. Okay, I hope you get that. Okay, so I'm closing up the sides, and this is what we have. Isn't this beautiful? All right, so if you didn't get what I said, just rewind, look closely to what I did, and you will be able to replicate it. It's not that difficult. Okay, so I placed it under my on top of my bust ham, and I ironed it first. After ironing it to soften the boning, okay, I now covered it with hemming gum. This is the large size hemming gum. You can use the normal one, the small one, but you will have to put multiple layers until it covers your bust. Okay, and then I'm using my iron to iron it out, and as I'm ironing, I'm patting it dry. Okay, as you are ironing, you will now be patting it to form the cups. Parts while it's still hot. You use your hand to tap until you form the curve. I hope that made sense. I don't know if you understood what I meant, but yes, that's what I do. And then I will cover it with my cloth gum or hairstay. Okay, so as I'm ironing it, you notice I'm using my hand to like mold it. So just do the same and you get the same result. So I've joined the lining with the with the main fabric, and then I cut out the excess and I'm pulling it over to cover everything up. So join the down part, pull it over to the front, and you're done with this. Okay, so the next thing will be to now fix the bustier into the corset. Okay, and to do that you need a lot of pins, because you would like try to fit the bustier into the corset. Okay, so I'm using my pin to, as I'm arranging it and pulling it inside, I am pinning and pinning until I get the finished look that you're seeing. Okay, so use your pin to hold it until it's fully inside the bones. I hope that made sense. Then we'll join the back to the front. I had to cut out the excess I have by the side. Then you pin whenever you're sewing this, you're sewing the right sides up. Okay, so it's the inside that will have the finished look, and then to finish the outside you use your boning. Okay, so I've gone ahead to join this. Joining this is relatively difficult. Okay, so just let me just, so that you will know when you are joining it, that it's not easy to join. Okay, so as you're joining it, if you have size 12 needle, it will be better than using size 18 or size 16. Sorry, size 21, my god. Size 21 sewing needle, it will be better for you to sew with size 21 or size 23, as larger sizes of needle will be better for sewing this kind of thing, because it will not, cause trade or break. Okay, I hope that made sense, right? So if you have any question, remember I'm always in the comment section to answer all of your questions. So ask me questions in the comment section, and you see we're almost done. All right. So the next one will be to add boning to the side, from the back to the side. Okay, through the armhole up to that pointed part, you're going to be putting this sewable bone. This is the tiniest boning, the type that you use to do your bust caging. That's what I'm using for this. Okay. So before I go ahead to sew this, I'll first of all join the neck part. I'll just join it by sewing a straight line over it, and then I'll go ahead and sew the boning to the side. Okay. Now to cover the bone, I'm going to be cutting this crepe fabric, okay? But I'm going to be cutting on a bias fold. In case you don't know how to cut a bias fold, what you need to do, instead of rolling a straight line, okay, you're going to roll a diagonal line on your fabric, okay, and then you will cut along that diagonal line. So that's what I'm doing here. That's how to cut on bias fold. This ensures that your work is neat, and it makes it a little more stretchy, so that you can easily fold and pull and sew. Okay, so I've gone ahead to sew the bias on the other side, on the back side of this boning, and then I'm flipping it over to the front. I wasn't able to capture it in camera, but you just sew it along the back the way you sewed the boning, and then you flip it over to the front, just the way you do your piping, and then sew all the way down. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for the neck. Okay, flip to the back and sew your the strip that you cut in on bias fold through the neck, and then flip it back to the front and top stitch. Now when you are doing this part, it's advisable that you use pins to first of all hold it down before you now top stitch. Now go ahead and place your plastic boning inside those Regeline bonings that you placed earlier. Okay, so the Regeline boning will serve as your boning channel, and then you are actually done. All you need to do now is to go ahead and pipe the down part just the way we did the upper parts with your crepe fabric, and then we are done. Okay, so if you enjoyed this tutorial, tell me in the comment section, and then let me know the next style you want me to illustrate or to give you a tutorial on. So till I see you in my next video. Bye.